Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, my name is Tonia, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the cheapest ways to travel around Europe. Let me just start from like flights. When you go on say bookings.com or Skyscanner or wherever you book your flights from, the first thing you want to do is to go to cheapest flights. Okay, sometimes you don't know these things, but like it's real. Okay, when you go to cheapest flights, it will automatically arrange the flights for you in that order from cheap to expensive, because sometimes you can see a flight going somewhere you can see one for 900 and see one for 600, and you might be wondering like what's the difference. But it depends. Timing matters, the flight matters, the day matters. Another very important tip is plan your trip way ahead of time. So say for example you're planning to travel in say September, make sure that you book your flights and stuff way ahead of time, or keep track of the flights, for when the prices change and stuff like that. So that way you would know what's going on and you will know if you can afford it or not. And I realized that if you book a flight way ahead of time, it tends to be cheaper than when you do it in a hurry. I bet you didn't even know this, did you? Now you know. The second one is when it comes to booking hotels, I would say that another way to save money is to travel with other people. Say for example you're traveling with a friend, right? If the hotel is 150 euro per night, that is you and the person sharing it in two. That's like 75 euro. See, that makes life way easier. Another tip is stay in the cheapest places possible for you. I realized that in Europe, the place that you stay that would be very expensive are places that are mostly close to the popular places that tourists go to a lot. For example, if you're going to Rome in Italy, if you find hotels very close to like the Colosseum and the Trevi Fountain and all of those very popular places, it's going to be expensive. So make sure to stay sometimes a bit away from the popular tourist places. You will realize that the hotels are going to be a little bit more cheaper. Don't be afraid to walk, okay? Walking in Europe is a very popular thing. Like people walk a lot to everywhere. So as much as you can walk. Like I've been to places where I walked almost an hour to my next destination. It's not such a big deal. But make sure that while you're doing this, you know your body, okay? Make sure that you know that your body can afford to walk an hour and not break down. If you're already in a European country, say for example I am in Italy, and when I went to France, instead of flying and acting all bougie, I took a bus, or you take the train. You understand? So that's another cheap way to travel around Europe. So say for example you're planning to come to Italy and then go to France, from France to Greece, something like that. Take trains or buses if possible. But most of the buses that I take, I don't know if buses go that far away, because all of the buses that I do take are not public buses, okay? They are buses that were specially paid for either by the US military or by me. You get the point. I didn't just go to some bus station and was like, are you going to France? No. Sometimes it might be way slower than the planes, but it still is cheaper, right? And for a traveler, it shouldn't matter, because sometimes when you go from one border to another, it's actually fun. Like when we were going to Germany by bus, we went through Austria, and that was fun. I had never been to Austria before, but because I took the bus, I went through from Italy to Austria to Germany, and that was fun. So like that's another cheap way to travel by road. And if you're staying in like Airbnb for example and not a hotel, make sure that you do groceries instead, because for example if you want to go out for breakfast, say every day, it's going to cost you nothing less than 20 euro, 30 euro on food alone, right? when you can spend 30 euro in a whole day, depending on how you're using it, right? So going to restaurants are freaking expensive, especially in popular cities. So if you're living in a place like Airbnb or someone's house, it's better for you to buy groceries to last longer than just going to a restaurant and eating 2 eggs for 10 euro. So as much as you can, buy your own groceries, cook your own food, especially if you live in Airbnbs where they provide your kitchen and stuff like that. But I bet if you're in a hotel, you might not necessarily be able to do that because not all hotels provide you with like kitchen. So that's it. I hope that this video has been helpful. If it has, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Okay, this channel is very informative and educative and at the same time very fun, so I know you will enjoy subscribing. Make sure you do so, and I will see you guys in my next video. If you have any video ideas for me, like any videos you'd like to see on my channel, do comment that in the comment section down below and I'll be sure to look into it. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next one. Ciao. Hey, who's this one? Ah!